What is good, YouTube? It's your boy Casper, back with another video. Yesterday went to the movies and saw an interesting movie. Didn't expect to watch it. Wasn't on the watch list. Now I'm talking about The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, starring Nicolas Cage. Let's get straight to it. Give you the rundown of it and what I thought about it. So let's get it. Beginning with this movie, it was really hella random, meaning it wasn't on the watch list. I saw no commercials or any trailers for it. With this movie, it was just like a bird flying around, and I'm hearing that Nicolas Cage had a new movie coming out. So I heard it like that. And also with this movie, I heard that Nicolas Cage finally did a good movie, which he does good movies, but recently just been not two good movies, I would say. You know, probably nothing higher than a 4 or 5 type of movie. So he finally came back with a good one. The movie The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent is starred by Nicolas Cage, Pedro Pascal, Tiffany Haddish, Sharon Horgan, and Paco León. Came out in 2022, very recently just came out. It's rated R and it's an hour and 47 minutes. Directed by Tom Gormican. He's kind of like a newbie director. 2 movies out there, and this is one of them. The movie is basically about Nicolas Cage. He's playing himself in this movie, which is very interesting to think about. Nicolas Cage gets offered $1 million or heavy amount of cash from a super fan. But the super fan, he wants to invite Nicolas Cage to his home and area where Nicolas Cage could come to a party and chill, basically be the special guest. With Nicolas Cage, he was really trying to get a movie role so he can be popping, be that superstar, basically be in the limelight again. Wants to get this role, so him and his agent are constantly talking throughout the movie. And a Nicolas Cage agent in the movie is played by Niel Patrick Harris. Long story short, Nicolas Cage doesn't get that movie role. He's bummed out. He's bummed out at that, but he knew he had this offer on the plate as well, so he wasn't taking that too seriously. The fact that he didn't get this movie role made him consider choosing this offer. He's kind of desperate now. He takes that offer. One thing about it, things go very unexpectedly, meaning Nicolas Cage goes out there and visits the super fan. He's out there, next thing you know, you got CIA people basically spying on the dude that Nicolas Cage is about to go visit. And the CIA people are surprised that Nicolas Cage is the one coming off the plane visiting this person, the super fan. So the CIA, Tiffany Haddish, I think her name in the movie is Vivian, and the other CIA dude basically tries to recruit Nicolas Cage to be an undercover, some Donnie Brasco stuff. And it's pretty funny in the movie, they say that he's on some Donnie Brasco stuff, so that's pretty dope. Nicolas Cage is shocked because CIA is saying like, yo, this guy's straight mafia, he's kidnapping children in some secret location and you need to find it. And Nicolas Cage doesn't believe it because the guy he's kicking it with is a pretty chill dude and pretty calm, and you don't expect it from the super fan in the movie. So during the movie, Nicolas Cage is constantly in his like thoughts, talking to himself, this is and that. One thing about the movie is that you see Nicolas Cage's old characters from other movies show up to like basically save him and guide him on just have a clearer mind. But Nicolas Cage is constantly going back and forth and just knowing what is right and wrong. Nicolas Cage is trying to make things right with his loved ones, you know, his wife and his daughter, because, you know, Nicolas Cage is an actor, so he's constantly busy. There's not too much time to spend with the family, so that's on his mind. So that's basically what the movie is about. Nicolas Cage ends up becoming like an undercover for trying to figure out where the missing girl is. Nicolas Cage is on a mission, and during this mission, Nicolas Cage gets closer to the super fan. The super fan has a script. The super fan wants Nicolas Cage to star in that movie, but the thing about that, while Nicolas Cage is kicking it with him, the super fan keeps trying to like mention here and there, like, have you read my script? Nicolas Cage ends up saying like, yo, you're a writer? I didn't know that. Like, where's the script? The fan said, I sent it to your agent. The Nicolas Cage says, agent never gave it to me. F that, send it to me now. So the super fan can't believe it, and he sent the script to Nicolas Cage. Long story short, Nicolas Cage says like, you know what, I'm not gonna star in that movie that you wrote. I don't like it, but let's start our own movie. Let's make up our own, me and you, from scratch. But basically Nicolas Cage is doing that because he's undercover and basically trying to play normal, and he has to go along with the super fans' ideas and all that. So that's basically what it's about. And the super fan is nothing but excited to start this movie with Nicolas Cage. Huge fan. And that's basically what the movie is about. It becomes how Nicolas Cage and the super fan want to make the movie, but that ends up being the movie, their whole day in the life thing. So with Nicolas Cage in this movie, I would just say, first of all, it was really good to see him on screen, because he has been putting pretty terrible movies like Jiu-Jitsu. If y'all haven't seen a movie called Jiu-Jitsu, just see it just to clown on it and laugh at it, because it's so terrible. It really is. And it's kind of sad to see it, because movies like that, you just don't see the full potential of the acting skills of Nicolas Cage. You can just tell he's there for the paycheck. But with Nicolas Cage, the last movie that I saw that I was like, yo, this is really good, it's a movie called Pig. I recommend that movie as well, so go check that movie out. It's a low-key kind of movie, I would say. But in this movie, Nicolas Cage, I would just say that he did a really good job. It was good to see a good performance. Kind of brought me back, because one of my favorite movies from Nicolas Cage, I know he has great ones, but seeing like National Treasure, in my opinion, was just different, because it was very adventurous. Like, he was very into it. You kind of wanted to follow along with that movie. And then with this movie, it brought that same vibe. You know, he was really acting. It caught my attention. He said some pretty funny jokes in the movie, but it seemed really natural. Seeing the characters from other movies show up and he was talking to him, I think that was smart. It's very unique, and it caught my attention, like I said. Another actor, his name is Pedro Pascal, and he plays the superfan. He did look recognizable, but I didn't know from where. But my boy basically said that he's been in like Narcos, so that basically clicked, because he kind of looks like a Narcos character, you know. That's basically what I know him for, just looking like a Narcos character. But I would say in this movie, he did a really good job as well. He brought that vibe. It wasn't a corny vibe, but he brought the vibe that he is a fan of Nicolas Cage. Everything that he brought on screen was unique and fresh, I would think. It was normal, natural. I thought it was pretty funny too. Saw his favorite actor of all time. You could see that he's not trying to be a super fan. He's trying to hold it in. But when he's able to talk to him and look at Nicolas Cage, it just looks comedy, and the vibe was on point. I would say that he did a good job in the movie. Low key, like in the movie, it's just like you don't think he's the straight mafia guy being involved with when the CIA is trying to look into him. He did pull it off. He wasn't the main dude, but you just don't know, because the movie has kind of like twists with just like how characters approach each other and how they talk to each other, like, oh, he's gonna get burned out now, like here it is and stuff. So movie did good with that. I would say it's unexpected with his character. Quick with Tiffany Haddish, I mean, one thing I'll say about that is that I don't know too much of her stuff. I just know that she's very loud. I'll say in this movie, good job. It wasn't annoying. It was good. It bring that cool vibe. I'm just glad that the movie didn't show too much of Tiffany Haddish trying to be a CIA person. When she appeared on the camera or on the screen, it was good for what she did, and it wasn't annoying on her part. Out of 10, I'll probably give her a 5 out of 10. Basically, like the main actors that I wanted to point out from the movie, everybody in the movie did a great job. Nicolas Cage's wife, it's not his real wife, but she did a good job too. Her name is Sharon Horgan, plays a character called Olivia. She did okay. The daughter, her name is Lily Mo Sheen, and she plays Nicolas Cage's daughter. And I would say she did a good job too. There was no annoying, no over the top, no corniness at all. It flowed, it was natural, and it kind of looked like everybody on set had a good time. The director, Tom Gormican, I would say the shots in here were really good, to be honest. You could tell he was really focused. The actions for every shot, like when Nicolas Cage is moving around to open a door because he was staying at a hotel, shots him moving around, like boom, 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 like that. I like shots like that were fitting each scene. It wasn't just staying on one shot by itself and that was the only shot we were looking at for that whole scene. This dude moved the camera around. It was flowing good. He chose the right angles. He's a good director, and he did a good job with his shots in this movie. One thing about this movie, it's not based on a true story. Obviously, it's none of the stuff in here really happened. None of that. It's still like a make-believe movie, but the idea that Nicolas Cage is playing himself, it's a good idea and a good start to like make a movie. If you get to this video and see if the movie's in movie theaters, because the experience was good on the movie theaters. You know, everything felt big and everything felt visually appealing. And seeing the movie theater, I would say, is the best way to see this movie. You could watch it at your house, but the experience in the movie theater is like no other. Nitpicks in there that I have: Nicolas Cage is talking to his character. Nicolas Cage sees his other character from another movie and they're talking to each other, and you just randomly just tell how much they love each other. It goes a little overboard on them telling how much they love each other, but I would just give a little point off for that, because I was like, what is going on here? But there's terrible Nicolas Cage movies to see and just be like, damn bro, where were you going, you know? And then finally to see him in this movie, it's like, all right, we're getting this dude back, and it's nothing but good news, and it's a good sign. It's very dope to see. So after giving this watch, I'll have to give it an 8 out of 10. And I can't wait to get the Blu-ray DVD version and watch it again. So that's my movie review for the movie The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent. Shout out to you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Peace, y'all.